this witch, Katherine Maxwell, has not been able to twitch up a great forecast for us today. Y'all are very busy in the weather department.
Yeah, definitely we are. We have a lot we're talking about today. We're talking about gusty winds. We're talking about damaging winds. We're talking about heavy rainfall and even the potential for severe storms. Mainly because of those winds, we will be seeing them severe. Right now, it's actually pretty calm out there, so don't let that trick you. We're not going to be having a nice treat of a forecast. Here's a look at the severe weather outlook for today. We are under an enhanced risk, a 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale for the majority of our viewing area, excluding portions of Buchanan County. Still a slight risk, so that's still pretty extreme for our viewing area, especially this time of the year. The main threats are going to be damaging winds. We could see winds in excess of 58 miles per hour for some areas. Heavy downpours are expected too, especially with thunderstorms coming on through. A potential for some flooding, especially with the leaves on the ground clogging up the drainage areas. We could be dealing with some flooding potential. A little bit of some small hail is possible too, and even the potential for a brief spin up or an isolated tornado to impact us today. We're going to have the system that's down to our south try to pass through us this morning, getting a little bit of a break as we head into the lunchtime hour. Back behind, though, cold front's going to come in. This is when things are going to get active. Later afternoon into this evening, we'll see these damaging winds coming on through because of the strong cold front. Downpours, even some severe storms are going to come through, but it's going to be pretty fast moving. So by this evening, we should be trying to calm things down. Temperatures really going to drop. As we see, they just keep dropping and dropping. If there's moisture left over from the system, we could see some of this rain transition onto freezing rain and even the potential for some snowflakes and flurries. A line of strong thunderstorms is starting to approach our area. We're already seeing a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of our viewing area, including McDowell and even McDowell and Buchanan counties. This will be going on until 1:45 p.m. Let's take a closer look at these showers that are starting to approach our area. There could be a possible tornado with that. Right now, there has been issued a tornado watch over the whole entire viewing area. This will be active until 7 p.m. tonight.
There is a tornado warning that has just been issued for some parts of the viewing area. This is primarily across western Greenbrier County. Heads up, we've been watching a storm that's starting to move into your area, and it is capable of producing a tornado. Now, there's no tornado reports of a tornado right now on the ground. But we are watching this storm very closely. If you're in western Greenbrier County, that includes parts of Quinwood, Raynell, be careful. Some very strong winds at the least will be heading your way. Very heavy rain. But again, the National Weather Service playing it safe over sorry. They're saying this storm is rotating pretty tightly now, and we really need to watch for a possible tornado. You can actually see, if you look at the velocity there, Brandon's actually zooming in for me. There's at least some good broad rotation. Those brighter red colors you see also representing higher wind speeds.
You can see our rotation right in here, and that's just east of Russellville. You can see that little bit of green there. Green meaning it's moving towards the radar, and that red meaning away from the radar. I actually have a track on here. You can see towards Belburn. If you head towards Quinwood, this storm will be here in the next 5 to 10 minutes is when this storm is going to push. You can see what that rotation is. It's right just east of Russellville is where that rotation is, heading away from the radar. The red, the green heading towards, and that's why we're seeing this tornado warning issued for this area. You can see towards Greenbrier County, but you can see towards Burdett. That storm, this rotation part of the storm will be here in the next 2 minutes for your area.
There's tornado safety reminders. Seek shelter immediately if you are in the path of this storm. Basements, lowest floors. You want to place as many walls between you and the outside as possible in this situation. The majority of injuries or deaths come from people being hit by that flying debris. So get away from the windows. Mobile homes. Again, if you are in a mobile home and you are in the path of this storm and you've got time to go somewhere else, please do so. Mobile homes are not built to withstand this kind of wind. So if you can get to a local sturdier building with a basement, with a bathroom, with a closet, if you have a neighbor that has a house, please do so. Try to get to a safe place as soon as you can. Again, larger buildings will suffice if you don't have a good shelter, like if you're in a mobile home, but you want to make sure you get to those interior rooms within those larger buildings. Again, the more walls between you and what's out there, definitely the better.
Moving east at 40 miles per hour. Main thing with anything, it's going to be damaging winds, but this is a tornado warning. That's a difference. That means that there's something going on in the atmosphere. Some type of rotations happening over top of us. Right now, it's only pulling up Angine at about 2:53 p.m. Get in your safe place now. If you're right now watching, you're in Quinwood area. Anywhere along Route 20, you definitely want to be into your safe place. East of Quinwood, you still want to be in that safe place right now, like we've talked about. Lowest interior. If you have a basement, even better. We've been getting many reports about wind damage. We've been seeing mainly down trees going up throughout the area. All these bubbles. These is to the west of our viewing area, I do have to say. But this system, though, we are tracking that right now. The tornado warning has officially been expired for Greenbrier, West Virginia. Great news. Thank you all so much for cooperating. Though there is still that tornado watch out, so you do want to be mindful of that. Still have that safe place prepared if you are in Wythe, Bland, Tazewell, Mercer, Giles, Monroe, Summers, still Greenbrier County and Pocahontas counties.
Also, there's stronger winds. Stay away from windows, things like that for sure, as this line continues to push through.
Raleigh County, over 3,000 people alone without power. Mercer, over 5,000. I mean, we've got several hundred in other counties where we've had those gusty winds. Luckily, we didn't have a tornado touch down, as far as I know, but we definitely had some gusty winds and some rotation. This video actually taken from Randy Perry in Isaban, West Virginia. Unfortunately, a lot of that fall foliage, too, really starting to come down off the trees because of this really gusty wind.
There's no power in the store at all. The store manager is actually going to close early tonight. And this is just coming out from Philip Moy. He actually just released this. He's with Appalachian Power. Over 32,000 people in the West Virginia service area without power. 13,000 people in the Virginia side are without power. And the problem is these power outages are going to be here for quite some time tonight because with these strong winds we're seeing across the viewing area, the service members of Appalachian Power aren't going to be able to get in the buckets and actually fix it because the winds are so strong.
And for the rest of the evening, here's what we're looking at. The heavy rain coming to an end. The thunderstorms coming to an end. But the gusty winds will continue overnight tonight. You don't have to see a thunderstorm to have these winds. This is just post-frontal winds. They're going to change direction, though. They're going to be coming out of the northwest now. So that's going to bring a lot of cold air in. Once the sun goes down, those temperatures will drop. A wind advisory is in effect for our entire area until tomorrow afternoon for sustained winds that are going to be anywhere from 15 to 35 miles an hour. Gust again up to 55, especially across the high terrain. And look what starts to show up. Yes, you're seeing some blues in there where we do have enough lingering moisture. We're going to see a few flakes flying around from time to time, especially at the high elevations. Nothing significant when it comes to snowfall at all. The ground's still very warm, too. But there is a freeze warning where the growing season hasn't ended yet. That cold air has come in rather quickly. Look at the temperature change we've experienced over the past few hours alone. Here we were, 12 o'clock in the 70s. Look at where we are now, down into the 20s in some spots. These are our current temperatures, 20s and 30s for most areas on the board. You add the wind in there, and it's even colder. We've got a wind chill of 13 degrees this Halloween night in Burke's Garden. It's a good night to maybe snuggle up with somebody on the couch, maybe watch a scary movie. I think that's what I'm going to do, because look what's falling outside. Can you believe it? It looks like November's entered the door, and I guess fall's over and winter's here, apparently. Brandon Lawson, just down the street in Bluefield, Virginia, actually captured this video of some flakes flying around. And check out the car, dusting on top of the car. And happy Halloween, everybody. Guess what, Mel? That's the back of your car. That's your back windshield. That is my car. I just went out there, and we've got a little dusting on top of the cars out there. And, of course, we're not the only place that's been seeing some snow around. We've got some flakes flying everywhere. You can actually see them on our Burke's Garden camera there. Temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. It feels like winter has just been banging down the door over the past hour or so. And we're going to continue to drop tonight. We're talking about temperatures around freezing. A few more flakes. Nothing significant, but we can get that dusting on those elevated surfaces, especially those car hoods and stuff.